So you want to start by taking 2 wrapping paper rolls and cutting them off to about 10 inches in length. Then you're going to take one of the rolls and cut it straight down the center. Then you'll just crunch it up a little bit and slide it in the other one to give it extra stability. Now the middle part of Boba Fett's gun is basically just a 6-shooter, so if you have an old cap gun laying around, you can just use that. But if not, I do have a free template at thewoodlandelf.com/pattern/Boba Fett, which you can use to cut the pieces out of EVA foam. You can also use a couple thick pieces of craft foam to get the same thickness of EVA foam if you don't have access to EVA foam. So EVA foam has a rough design on the outside of it, so what you want to do to make it simple, just trace it onto a piece of very thin craft foam and glue it on the back side so that both sides of the gun are smooth, and that should fit right inside the wrapping paper rolls. So for the long piece, you just tape the 2 pieces of the pattern together and cut that out of foam, and again glue the smooth piece on the back side. And then for the little teacup handle looking thing, I cut that out of some thick craft foam. It's a little bit thinner than the EVA foam. And then for the smallest piece, you'll cut 2 of those out of some really thin craft foam. Then you're just going to hot glue those 2 small pieces. Make sure that the pointy ends are up. You're going to hot glue one of those on either side of the 6-shooter shaped piece, and then you're going to glue the long piece onto the back side of the teacup handle looking thing. And then you're going to glue the 6-shooter handle onto the thicker part of the teacup handle looking thing. And then you'll just hot glue the wrapping paper roll onto the end of that barrel. And so this is what you should have so far, all hot glued together. Then you're going to cut some strips of thin craft foam, and you want them to be about 1/4 of an inch wide. You're just going to put hot glue on the back side of them and glue them all the way around the front barrel of the gun. So you're going to do 2 that are about 4 inches long, then you're going to do a couple of really small pieces, and then you'll do some long pieces, leaving just a couple inches of the wrapping paper roll showing on the end. And that's what you're going to go all the way around the rest of the barrel with. So you should have this. And then you're going to take some 3mm pieces of craft foam, and then you're going to just put hot glue on the thin side of them and stand them on end. You're going to put one of those around each of the pieces of craft foam that you already glued to the wrapping paper roll. You want to go all the way around the barrel of the gun. And so this is what you should have when you're done. And then measuring a couple pieces the same size as the ones on the end, you're just going to fill in the blank spot on the other end of the barrel. So put some hot glue on the back of those, and then of course you'll stand them on end as well. So this is what you should have all the way around the barrel. And you should still have 2 inches of the wrapping paper roll showing. So then you're going to take some more of that thick craft foam, you're going to hot glue a piece on either side of the end of the wrapping paper roll. This is how you're going to cover up the hole. And so once you've got them hot glued on, just take a pair of scissors and cut them off in a circular shape, tracing that wrapping paper roll. That way you'll get a nice flat seam and the holes will be blocked up. Just like that. So then take some more of that thick craft foam. You want this piece to be about 1/2 inch wide, and you're just going to glue that around the end of the wrapping paper roll, and then cut off the excess and hot glue it down flat. Then you'll take another piece and you'll put that at the end of the foam on the barrel, again going all the way around. And then you'll take some thin craft foam and cut out basically a triangle with the top lopped off. You don't want to cut out 2 of those. You'll put some glue along the edge of one and glue it on one side of the barrel. And then you'll do another identical piece and glue it on the other side of the barrel. And you'll take a small rectangle of thin craft foam. You'll put that back toward the handle. You'll stick another one right next to it, leaving just a little gap between the 2. And then of course do the same thing on the other side. And then take a piece of cardstock. You're just going to roll that up and put some tape across the open edge. Then take either a piece of EVA or a couple pieces of thick craft foam glued together and stick that on the top of the gun with a little bit of hot glue, And then take 2 pieces of thick craft foam and stick them in between the 2 top ridges on the barrel of the gun. You're going to glue that cardstock right on top of those, and that will be the scope. So then cut 2 more lopped off triangles. You're just going to glue the edges of those together. So put some glue along one edge, glue it to the other one, and then glue the other 2 sides together, leaving a little bit of a hole at the end. That's going to be the very tip of your gun barrel. So then just put some glue all around the very bottom edge of that, and glue it onto the end of the gun barrel. And so this is what you should have so far. And here's on the other side. This side's got the cutout. So then you'll take some Elmer's glue, and you just want to coat the entire gun, the cardboard and the plastic, cardboard and foam, with the glue. Then you want to let it dry. Here's what it looks like when it's completely coated. You just want to let that dry, and then you'll put on 2 more coats of glue, and that will make the cardboard and the foam a lot stronger and better to take the spray paint. And so then you just give the whole thing a coating or 2 of glossy black spray paint. The stuff I'm using here is actually called black lacquer. I found it at Lowe's, and it really gives it a very metallic looking sheen, so it looks like it's a machined finish. So here's the finished gun.